Welcome to this week's episode of Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters, the podcast we chart the cinematic legacy of the classic monsters. I'm John Campbell. With me, as always, Brendan Jones.
John!
Yes.
Finally, in our long slog through the, as you say, cinematic legacy of the classic monsters.
Yes.
Finally, a historically accurate film. Finally, someone has the guts. Russell Mulcahy had the guts.
Oh, our
to
old
finally
friend.
Show us. Yes.
Is this our
show
third
us the
Mulcahy?
Truth. Maybe only second.
Yeah, okay.
Because we did that other mummy one with him.
Anyway, sorry, keep going.
But this one finally tells the truth the way it was. He has the guts to say, look, King Tut was a superhero with wings and a sword. And during his short reign, he kept the world safe from 16-bit computer graphic bosses.
That's what I understand. What did history class teach you different?
Yes, but again, I wake up, sheeple. That nonsense about him being a 19-year-old who was probably poisoned.
Lord, no. Bullshit.
Nonsense. They never brought up the Emerald Tablets.
No.
And finally,
they won't tell you about that. They've been hiding that from us.
Someone has busted the myth that Lord Carnarvon and Howard Carter discovered the tomb. We know now that it's Caspar Van Dien.
He has a horrible action hero name in this. Danny Fremont. That's not a cool name at all.
Danny Fremont.
Danny Fremont is your neighbor who smokes weed all day.
Yep. And Danny Fremont in this film, even though this is only part one.
Yeah, that's true. We need to say we are only reviewing half of a story today. So, yeah, we don't know. Maybe this whole thing will come around.
The world's worst archaeologist / Egyptologist /
college professor. Are you fucking kidding me?
He's the worst. He finds 3 of the 4 mystical Emerald Tablets, loses them to the bad guy in a very Belloc way. Once again, Danny Freeman, you see that there's nothing you can get.
He literally says that. He actually says that same line. There is copying, there's homage, and then there is theft, sir.
There's theft. Maybe
don't
put your lead in a non-period accurate Stetson fedora and try to pretend that he's
well, the other thing is
Indiana Jones.
Of course this thing is an Indiana Jones ripoff, but more we were just having a conversation about copies of copies before we started here, and this is so blatantly a ripoff of 1999's The Mummy, which I do think is a fun, legit homage to Indiana Jones, which is in itself an homage to the classic adventure serials.
Yeah, exactly. It's pulpy fun, and I never actually, in watching The Mummy, and that's a credit to it, you can see, because it's a period piece that has a sort of romping adventure tone, that it is cut from the same cloth. But you never for a second think that Rick is a stand-in for Indiana Jones. They're completely different characters.
He's closer to Han Solo, if he's anything, really.
Yeah, and we have a very different female lead as well, so it works only
its
as
own
in like
thing while being in the spirit of which even Indiana Jones
didn't
invent.
Universe without it being a copy. And this
though, the second they cut to him teaching in a classroom in this, I'm like, fuck off, come on. He's an archaeologist / professor. Come on.
The thing I absolutely love is they're trying anything to make that scene pop with. We'll have to talk about the beginning, of course. We'll do it in order, but the beginning is 85 minutes of exposition. But
really, because that's the whole length of this part of the movie. So wow,
the whole thing. But the whole thing is in this one, when he's teaching his class and he's talking about fake maps to King Tut's tomb.
Yes.
To make it interesting, at one point he hops up physically on his desk and pulls out the map and goes, "Can anyone tell me why this is a fake?" And it's like, because we can't dig to 7 meters. And he goes, "Right, we still can't today, so they couldn't back then. Definitely a fake." And I'm like, did you need to stand up on your desk to make that point? Because that was stupid.
Yeah, it's just
wait, stupid. Yeah, that's pretty much the
Russell Mulcahy's like, "Hi, Case, but you got to jump up on the desk and He's an Australian man. That's why he has that accent.
All I can say is, Richard Donner had the sign verisimilitude hanging above him when he was making Superman the movie, which is one of the all-time greats. I will hear nothing about it. But
you're not going to hear anything here.
Russell McKay's sign that he put up in the production offices for this was "Dumb it down."
Yeah.
Stupider. Stupider. Or the sign also said,
Yeah. This guy, we talked about Russell McKay when we did Tale of the Mummy. So this is another 8 years after
Highlander.
that. This is the guy who did Highlander. I mean, his career...
The guy who did The Shadow.
The Shadow. He did a movie I love. All right. And I'm a movie I love. All right. Ricochet with Denzel Washington. Now, I'm not here to say it's like a great movie, but it's a real deal studio action film. Once again, it's still like, and a lot of the reason I love it is, of course, I've mentioned my love of Denzel many times, but John Lithgow's totally unhinged bad guy performance.
Absolutely, the best thing about it is to watch Lithgow do that part.
But I don't know what happens to this guy's career, because basically after The Shadow in '94, it is just a race to the bottom for this dude, because he goes from that to a Dolph Lundgren straight-to-video movie to that Mummy movie. To directing the TV show of The Hunger.
I don't know, and I don't think he directed. He directed a couple episodes because I think that was an anthology. But
yeah, he did. But he did 6 of them. So okay, and he did 4 Tales from the Crypts, which that was they got good people to do Tales from the Crypt though. Yeah,
but Russell McKay,
then it becomes a lot of TV though, including
all of his little peaks. He only had a couple of peaks. So either the talent isn't there, or he's difficult to work with, or he doesn't care, and he just takes a job that shows up.
Because that's what
maybe his personal life. I never want to bring up. It's like
I don't know.
Maybe had some issues.
I've never heard anything like that, but I mean, it does seem like difficult to work with, or because it's not. I mean, he directed big movies that did well, and then it's just there's not like
you look at this, and it is amateurishly done.
No, there is no evidence of the guy, because like Highlander and The Shadow and even Ricochet, there's a vibe, there's a visual sensibility of a director with something, with a vision. And then here, this screams more of the guy who made 3, the Dale Earnhardt story right before this, for ESPN, an ESPN original movie.
Oh man. I would say, oh, how the mighty have fallen, but he was never the mighty.
No,
it's just talented.
He was on his way to being that. Certainly, he had a great trajectory. Even something that's like a pretty forgettable movie that he directed, The Real McCoy with Kim Basinger and Val Kilmer. Not a good movie particularly, but once again, a major studio movie with movie stars that is totally watchable.
I don't know. Maybe someday there will be a book where we'll find out what happened.
I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy. Because, okay, so what leads him to this is his second Hallmark Channel miniseries following the adaptation of Jules Verne's Mysterious Island, which I have seen and is a lot better than this. Only because...
Almost anything is.
Yeah, but the big deal there is he's got Kyle MacLachlan and Patrick Stewart as his leads.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can't say the effects are going to be a lot better, but at least those two, real deal acting.
The static camera video of my performance as Tevye in the high school production of Fiddler on the Roof from 1987 is better than this.
What I'm trying to figure out is how he jumps from this back to feature films, back to theatrically released movies with Resident Evil Extinction, which he makes after this. And
but I mean,
that's shit. But that's still back in theaters, Mulcahy. That's still a large step past this, at the very least, even as shitty as that is. Before then following that up with Scorpion King 2: Rise of a Warrior. He just loves Egypt, man. He just loves ancient Egypt.
He can't or filming in India.
Oh God, he just directed the Teen Wolf movie based on the show.
Oh, good.
So he's I guess he's because he directed 40 episodes of the show. Seems like he was the main director on the Teen Wolf show. So I guess joke's on us. It's Mulcahy's back in the saddle.
Yeah. I mean, that's once again fans of the show who watched the Teen Wolf movie.
I'm just saying the Teen Wolf, but that's still. I'm just amazed because this should be the end. I should see no directing credits after this.
That's true.
So the fact that he did anything with any kind of budget or clout or fan base shocks me.
I will credit him. I will actually say congratulations that he didn't put an Alan Smithy on this. His name is proudly there, and it's awful.
God, this is really, really bad.
Let's
really
kick it
bad.
off.
Yeah. Well, let's kick it off with.
We still have another hour and a half of it to watch.
Man, I was on him last week because Casper Van Dien is back with us, and boy, when this thing starts with his voiceover, I am reminded once again what a horrible speaking voice he has, especially for like an action man leading, or action leading man hero type. God, the second he's like, well, let me tell you about King Tut.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like it
doesn't have anything of the Harrison Ford sort of.
It's not whiny, but it's just sort of like in the Second Dynasty, this guy, and then a king came along.
Yeah.
And did you know that he was actually sent by Ra to protect us from evil?
I was talking.
At which point I raised my arm and went, "That's not true. King Tut was a historical figure, and this." Well,
what I love about this is you talk about historical accuracy. Yeah, there's about 20 seconds of it because he's talking about King Tut, who was this young pharaoh, and then it's like. And then the demons came. He's like, all right, well, we're off the rails now. Okay, great.
It really does go that fast because you're sitting there going like, okay, right. Mm-hmm. He was the youngest of the pharaohs.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, and he was sent by Ra to protect us from the demons and then from the underworld.
Right around the time giant wings pop out of his back, I'm like, okay, now he's just an X-Men character. So this is great. Well, or a Moon Knight villain, Egypt, probably.
Guy with wings, and all I can think is Hawkman. And I'm like, oh,
that's true. If only we had Carter Hall.
But
I would
take Carter or Katar. I'll take either of the Hawk.
I'll take any of the. I'll take any Hawk over this thing. That's what I'm saying. I'll take every Brooks' Hawk from Spencer for Hire over this.
I'll take Hawk from the second season of Buck Rogers.
I will take General Hawk from G.I. Joe any day over this. I will take. But I won't take is Hawk as played by Casper Van Dien in last week's movie. Lest we forget, he was also Hawk. I was talking to a friend of the show, Mike Ergoni, who will be on in a couple weeks to get back to the world of Underworld with us, which will now be
frenemy of the show because I don't trust that guy.
Well, he's real. He's a shifty type,
He's shifty.
But he was going, man, how did Casper Van Dien's career fall apart after Starship Troopers? And I want to go back, even Starship Troopers, go back and watch and tell me that guy had what it takes.
A drop. I think that someone lifted him into Starship Troopers and then let him back down. And as we talked
about, because we talked about that last week, that was a distinct time where it's like, for one moment, somebody had the big studio movie that needed his specific, not great, but skills that fit that vibe.
All I can say is, thank God that we've got Danny to keep us from Danny Fremont to keep us from the Society of Hellfire, whatever.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Talk about comic books, boy! Oh boy! Marvel's like, did someone say Hellfire?
This entire movie, watching this,
there is nothing in this that isn't from something else.
Yeah, and
something better.
This is the kind of movie where when someone says in a very disparaging way, that was just a comic book movie.
Yeah.
I always have taken offense at that.
Yeah.
But this is what they mean.
Yes, this is
what they mean, because you can have superhero movies that are genuinely good films.
Oh God, yeah.
But
especially now.
Movie is this, where everything is written aimed at 11-year-olds for them to understand. Yes. Nothing is challenging, and it has dumb logic where it's just like going, I have to get the MacGuffin. Oh, no, you have the MacGuffin.
I'd like to think
evil's been released.
Wouldn't you like to think that even 11-year-old you would have thought this was stupid? Like, I feel like even at 11, I would have been like, ooh, this is not good.
Also, at 11, I would have been bored because
it's not good. That's the thing.
This is stretched out because they want to make it a 2-part, or as you said, a 3-part.
It was nearly a 3-part. It was originally shot as a 3-parter, and then upon they said before this is where it comes. They said before it was screened for critics, which, oh God, could you imagine going to a critic screening of this thing? But having to sit through this whole thing, they went, you know what? They took out an hour and 40 minutes total of the whole thing to get it down to just a 2-part.
Then it must have literally just followed him as he woke up in the morning, got dressed, and did it.
Yeah.
Because for an Act 1, this thing doesn't get to the good stuff.
This thing drags.
Did you notice whenever he would talk to a crazy plot device man, or I'm sorry, I mean the visionary guy?
Yeah.
And he would get all these. You get all these flash forwards, and I'm like,
oh my God,
this is stuff we'll see in part 2.
This is so like, guys, stay with us. Please don't change
exactly
the channel.
It's like, no, there will be some crazy shit involving our lead guy vomiting out black stuff, but we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, no, you just gotta suffer through this first. Good God. All of a sudden, that Hallmark Channel Frankenstein miniseries seems rip-roaring compared to this. Jesus.
Hallmark should have just hung their head in shame.
We talk about there's debate about what the title of this thing is. When it aired on TV, it was called The Curse of King Tut. Then when it came out on DVD, they changed it to The Curse of King Tut's Tomb. Yeah. Why? Why is that better somehow?
It's not.
I don't understand that thought process.
I can only assume it was to keep from being confused with something else, like a documentary.
It must be. It must
be
something like that. It's crazy though. God. Anyway, yeah. So he tells us this whole story about King Tut fighting Set, and
who does look like a 16-bit.
Yep.
Computer graphic.
This is for a second I thought, oh, I'm sorry, I've stumbled into a live play of a PS1 game. I'm sorry, I clicked the wrong thing.
Yeah, I am going to be completely upfront. Some of the claymation from the Subspecies films is better than these demons.
We retroactively apologize. Well, this is a thing where, and this is one of those things where you go like, I understand it's Hallmark. They don't have the money. Then don't do this. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, why would you, if you can't afford this, why would you lean so hard on CGI? And that's, I mean, that the creatures are one thing, but the green screen. Oh God, the green screen. The shot, I could actually feel the awkwardness of this actor playing King Tut alone in a green soundstage, right? You can actually sense it. Like, he's clearly just in an empty green room walking around. And I thought,
and then of course when we cut to the Arctic, and you've got Danny, and we'll be there in just a second. But it's like,
it is the worst. It is the worst green screen
set, and you go, wow, look at the breath coming out of you. No, there's no breath.
Oh God, no. Jesus Christ. But the shot of him on the green screen background where he's supposedly on the dog sled.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes.
You're a long way from Starship Troopers, Casper.
Did you have a moment where you thought they have reused the dog sled in the snow shot where you can't see Danny's face? Like, they got that from their Frankenstein.
100%.
Which had a better budget and looked better.
I will say, so the IMDb lists the budget for the whole miniseries at $15 million. Where did that money go? Because that's not much money, but I'm still seeing most of that hopefully went into Malcolm McDowell's pocket.
I'm thinking that was probably for the liquid lunches that those Brits had, because they did all their scenes of the Hellfire Council.
Yeah.
They must have done all those scenes in one day, and they must have drunk themselves silly during lunch.
These guys are all, great actors who have slummed it many a time in their career.
And I will say,
question.
I mean,
but
no question at all.
But
Jonathan Hyde is actually hitting all the right notes of campiness. He knows what he's doing here.
Well,
and I've seen him be good in other things.
I
enjoyed him in this.
We saw him be good in the fucking Mummy.
Yep.
Where he kind of plays the same part.
Yes, he does.
It's crazy.
They just said, get us that guy.
Oh, and the score in this thing comes damn close to Jerry Goldsmith's Mummy score.
I wasn't listening to the score, so that didn't actually register.
Go back and
you have a good ear for scores.
I have a good ear for score, and also I listen to that Jerry Goldsmith Mummy score all the time because it rules.
Right,
but
that's what you listen to on your Peloton.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. But this is man, yeah. By the way, they do have like film score rides on there and stuff like that I
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's a 007 ride where they do Bond themes. It's really fun.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, no, Peloton. They do a good job. Believe it or not. But brought to you by the good folks at Peloton from two out of shape men.
That is not the case.
Yeah.
We've received absolutely no money from any of these people.
Yeah, no. And once again, this would be one of the weirdest shows for them to go. You too can get the physique of the Meet the Monsters fellas. And actually, you know what? That maybe is a good thing because most people would go, "That's achievable."
It's achievable. I can look like that.
Yeah.
All I need is one more DiGiorno's frozen pizza.
The thing about but it's that thing where it's not just that it isn't as good a score, even though it's like just a couple notes off of them, but it's played on like a Casio keyboard, right? Like it's you'd lose a lot when you start ditching instruments from the orchestra, right? Like,
oh my god,
you start to understand it's like, oh, it's not just the talented composer; it is like the 50-piece orchestra down to completely
this is bargain basement filmmaking
across the board, which is. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. This is even low quality by Hallmark standards.
I know. They should have gone with Alan Smithy.
Alan Smithy presents an Alan Smithy film starring Alan Smithy.
What should have been a clue for us, the very first thing you see is on screen, it says Hallmark Entertainment, but I neglected to notice that entertainment was in quotes. That was the thing we should have said.
No, it's entertainment with the asterisk. It's just results may vary.
Hallmark Entertainment presents. Anyway, the flashback is, here's the thing.
Yeah.
The big story is, Jesus, it's stupid.
Talking about quotes, big story.
Yes, there's an emerald tablet that King Tut was protecting us with that he's going, you can't have it, Set. This keeps all of your evil at bay. And he closes up the pit to hell. And then in order to seal it, and so no one can use the power of this emerald tablet, which is totally vague and whatever, he breaks it into pieces, 4 pieces, and he throws 2 of them for miles.
Oh, yeah.
And then one of them he just kind of keeps. And then he goes, ha, Set, I've beaten you. You and I will have this buried with me.
Yeah, and Set and his
himself.
Demons all disappeared in some kind of portal with a total like, curse you, King Tut!
Yeah. And so this is what Danny Fremont...
Yeah, Danny Fremont! Man, when is the next Danny Fremont adventure coming out? I can't wait.
Man, I would rather watch a Richard Chamberlain, Alan Quartermain, which is totally wrong for the books.
But I was going to say, that's what I loved those movies as a kid. And when I watch them again as an adult, they don't hold up. But they're miles beyond this thing. And the other thing I will say is, because I looked up the director of this, or the writer of this, because Rosamund Pike is the director. David N. Titcher is his name. And this makes so much sense. He did those Librarian movies for TNT.
Oh, that does make sense.
But
hopefully those are slightly more intelligent.
They are. I watched all 3 of those on TNT, directed by Frakes. Gotta love, Commander Riker directed those.
It became a series, didn't it?
It did become a series. The show I didn't watch because it didn't have Noah Wyle, which I was kind of upset about.
Right.
But those are far better while still being TV Indiana Jones, you know. But they're a lot more fun. They're a lot they have like wit in them. I don't remember as much reliance on CGI. And once again, Noah Wyle, infinitely more watchable.
I love a Noah Wyle.
He's great. He's the main reason I watch those.
As I've said before, one of the nicest guys.
I love to hear that. He seems like that.
He was very nice to me.
But yeah, so this guy wrote those, and also I just want to point out that he started as a TV writer writing for the following shows: Punky Brewster, The Love Boat, and Who's the Boss.
Yep.
I can really see a lot of Who's the Boss in this.
So basically, the triumvirate. I will say,
TV's finest hours.
I think that's the ballsiest thing to do here is to tie it into King Tut at all.
Because
if there's one pharaoh whose story and even the story of the discovery of his tomb are fairly well known, it's him. So if you're going to diverge from history so wildly, make up some made-up pharaoh.
Where's your
because
Emotep,
then I'm
right?
sitting there going, are they going to mention, like later in episode 1, they introduce a lord who finances the dig, and I'm like going, oh, this will be the way they work in Carnarvon, or Carter will be one of the
That would have been something, but that would have required an ounce of research with this, which this script refuses to do. This is just an alternate
universe where none of that happened, and where King Tut had wings.
I agree. So, nothing is gained from this being King Tut. So why not just make it an Emotep-like fake thing? Because then you can just do whatever you want, and
whatever you want.
That shuts us up, at least, about that.
And that would probably be next to last time I bring it up. No,
Yeah.
I'll bring it up many
You'll
more
bring it
times
up a lot.
because it
I
annoys
also
me.
just want to briefly mention this guy created a show I liked, and I don't think literally anybody else watched. And that was Houdini and Doyle.
Houdini and Doyle.
I really enjoyed it.
Interest in seeing it, but I never seen it.
It only lasted 10 episodes. Fox was exactly the wrong place for it. It's one of those things. But it was a very fun show that did bring up that Houdini and Doyle, who were friends in real life, it sort of posits a buddy detective show where they're solving mysteries together.
That sounds pretty great.
And it's very charming. It was a very charming show. Like I said, had that been on the BBC, probably would have ran for 5-6 seasons. But on Fox in the US, no. That was way too quaint for a Fox audience. But I enjoyed it immensely. So this guy is capable. I do wonder, not that this guy, clearly not like an amazing writer, but at least is capable of better than this. So something tells me maybe even he is just like, here's a gig.
Maybe so. Did someone bring this to him, or was this a spec? That
I have
just,
no idea.
On his own, he's like, I've got this great idea. I'll shop it to Hallmark.
Well, he's coming off of the success of the first of those Librarian movies, so it makes me wonder if there's like, hey, can we get in on some of this? Is the post? This is between the first and second Librarian
because
movies.
the dialogue is terrible. This is amateurish writing.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
I don't even get it.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's another one where I sit there going, you've heard me say a million times on this podcast and in just real life, someone got paid for this.
A lot of people got paid for this.
Every time I'm looking at this going
Kills
like,
me.
I can't make my rent. I sit there going like, give me the same amount of time they did and it will be 5 times better.
If you told me to write a $15 million mummy movie for Hallmark Channel, I'm not saying it'd be great, but it would be better than this. I'm not. It would be better than this. We are not. This is. It's just like it's. Yeah, there are parts of this where you're just going like, I can't believe how lazy it is across the board, and I mean script, acting, direction, everything.
Yeah,
it's a disaster. Anyway, let's keep going. So yes, Casper Van Dien is in the Arctic, where one of the pieces of this jade tablet is supposed to be there. The other thing I thought is this is just the beginning of National Treasure, too.
Yep.
Not National Treasure 2, National Treasure as well.
Yes.
But that also starts with Nicolas Cage in the Arctic finding a piece of a treasure. I'm just going like, Jesus Christ, they can't. Literally, there's not a moment in this thing that isn't knocking off some other better adventure or supernatural thing. It is wild. I've never seen anything blatantly steal this much.
Every minute of this is owed to something else.
Yeah, because then of course no idea what led him here. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. Because once again, he's a horrible archaeologist. He basically just gets like the smallest tip and starts digging somewhere.
Well, the thing is, most after this, the first where he loses yet another tablet to the guy or part of the tablet. From this point on, any discoveries he makes throughout the rest of this show is complete luck, guesswork. He is the
only person who analyzes anything is the female lead later, who it's very stupid what she analyzes, but still.
I can't wait to get to the guy with the visions and the map on his chest. I can't wait to get to that scene. We have to get to that because it's one of my all-time favorites.
Of course, right on his heels is Jonathan Hyde, who plays Professor Morgan Sinclair. This is Danny Fremont's. I mean, he just is Belloc. It's crazy.
He is Belloc, and apparently seems to be a professor in the same university in Egypt. Because when they cut to
made me laugh so much.
Classroom, it's like the same classroom.
It is. He just goes down the hall to that guy's classroom.
It's just down the hall, and they're like professional rivals and enemies.
Could you imagine how stupid it would have been if Belloc was also a professor at Marshall College? That would be so fucking stupid. But
hello, Mr. Brody. Hello, Dr. Jones.
Yeah, but George Lucas and Lawrence Kasdan are better writers than that.
I'm just saying that would be awkward in the teacher's lounge, is all I'm saying.
I tried to kill him last week.
The thing is, I speak Jovitos.
Yeah.
He did not.
I'm telling you, you got to get the board of, whatever trustees to trust me. He's a Nazi. No, I'm merely a Nazi sympathizer for my own
Nazi
means.
sympathizer looking for the Ark. Just my way.
Like so many of these, it just made me go, I just want to watch Raiders again because it's a perfect
I want
movie.
to start at the beginning and watch all of them. And
because Raiders is literally a perfect film, and Belloc is an excellent villain. Oh God, yeah.
We can't focus on good because we're not in good.
It's just like Indiana
we
Jones.
Are in bad.
Yeah,
this is Bobo Indiana Jones.
This is whatever the next step below Bobo is.
This is a step below Bobo.
I said the librarian movies are Bobo Indiana Jones, which are still fun. You also have Bob Newhart in those movies as his mentor.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, so much fun. Those movies are fun. They are TV. Because the other thing I thought about whenever I watch something like this, I just go, in a world where this is 2006, you have so many other options. Why would you watch this? Like when we're talking about like TV movies of the 70s, is like, I get it. You didn't have home video, right? So it's like, if you got a TV take on a monster thing or something, good. Here, I could just put in a DVD of Indiana Jones, The Mummy, National Treasure, anything. Why would I watch this? Why would I watch just an absolutely garbage movie? It's incredible to me that they thought there was an audience for this. Okay, so anyway, there's a big fight with the henchmen here, and then a duel between Casper Van Dien and Jonathan Hyde's stunt double.
Did
you notice all of a sudden his hood came up when they went into their fight?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah. Oh, Hyde didn't show up for this day.
No, he did not.
It's Casper Van Dien, but I also just go, they're dueling. And then he pulls out a gun.
Van Dien, again, bad green screen because he rolls on the ground with one of the bad guys. The bad guy goes off of a matte painting. Yep. Oh, no. But the shot up of Casper Van Dien looking down, I was like going, wow, where did you film that? Was that literally in someone's garage with a green mat behind you?
So much of this movie. Because even though this movie did shoot on location later, it's India, not Egypt. So we get the screensaver of Egypt in a lot of shots.
Yes, and we also have, no one knows the difference between Indians and Egyptians because everyone on the dig, everyone that's supposed to be native Egyptian in this movie is an Indian actor with pretty discernible Indian accents. And I'm like,
how about our female lead who's supposed to be an Egyptian curator and she's a Chilean actress?
Chilean actress doing kind of a French accent.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to place that accent the whole movie, and it's certainly not Egyptian, but that speaks to the. Yeah, I don't think there's an Egyptian person in this entire cast. No way in hell.
Speak for the mummies.
Yeah. Or anyone from any place even near Egypt. Let's be honest. They do. I do love at one point. So they have this whole duel, and then Jonathan Hyde pulls out a gun. I'm like, why not just start with the gun if you're gonna steal this shit anyway? He's like, oh wait, why have I been sword fighting with him? I have a gun.
Jesus.
Yeah. So he gets away with the tablet.
Hero gets shamed.
Yeah, and I mean, it's very beginning of Raiders. It gets the tablet gets stolen from him, and then he's like, "Oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm back in voiceover mode. Here's what you need to know. Professor Sinclair is a member of an evil society." Which, once again, when I love this, I love this. I'm just like, of course. Of course he is.
Yeah, no, that's given.
Because once again, you know what they're thinking? They're literally going, well, we can't actually do Nazis. But we need something like that. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's going, we can't do Nazis, but we need this guy to be part of a larger entity.
The Hellfire Council, who are actually come across in this much more like they're the Illuminati.
Very much so.
Because at one point, when we see them meet,
and why not just call them that?
Well, sure.
But
we've
copyrighted.
It's Malcolm McDowell, it's Simon Callow, and I'm like, yay, guys, I love you, and Jonathan Hyde. And then they're talking about, they're arguing, and they're like, well, I don't know about your digging for King Tut's tomb, and I don't know if the powers you say this tablet possesses are all that impressive. And he goes, well, it's not like your plans have gone any better. It's like, what are you saying? we're the ones who started the Great War. Like, oh, they're responsible for World War One.
Which
awesome.
they hasn't come out yet, so they can't steal from it. But I don't know if you saw The King's Man, but
I did.
It's so much fun, and that actually does have an evil society that started World War One in a very James Bondian fashion.
Well, it's a lot of fun because you've got Riz Ifans as Rasputin,
who is
doing
having
some crazy ass fight scenes, and I did enjoy the hell out of
that movie. That movie is comic
It's full
book
pulp.
It's pure pulp, but it's smart pulp. It's smart, fun pulp. Unlike this,
Yeah, that one didn't make much of an impact, but I enjoyed it thoroughly.
I really enjoyed that movie a lot, and that's one of those I saw in the theater and go, why aren't more people going to this? I'm like, oh, well, unfortunately, I think we've talked about this. People maybe don't have the same love of pulp that we do. General audiences. I think you look at the dwindling box office of Indiana Jones is a little bit of that too. It's just like,
man, what's your problem, people?
Come on, man. Pulp is fun.
And meanwhile, watching Reacher, all I can think is hire this man to be Doc Savage.
Oh God, he would be an incredible.
Hire him now to be Doc Savage.
Incredible Doc Savage.
And while watching it too, and I sat there looking at Kingsley, and I'm like, oh my God, that guy could be the Shadow.
Oh my God, you're putting together the Pulp Avengers, right?
I am watching it. I'm like going, dude, right there, it's right there.
Okay, so yeah, he gets that, so he's like, yeah, you should know, and yeah, Malcolm McDowell is boy, get used to watching him sit. I swear, does he stand up at all in this first part?
No, Callow barely does, and then sits back down. It's really Jonathan Hyde.
Callow crouches in one scene. That's about as much. Why? This is one of those things where, other than just to put their names on the poster, why even bother to hire guys this expensive for these nothing parts?
Nothing parts.
Because they are
literally two. We'll check back in with them, and they'll be in the exact same position.
Insanely talented men.
In the same clothes, even though it's supposed to be months later. And it's literally, we'll cut back to them saying, well, that worked. Maybe if we did this thing, and we'll damage his reputation. You know, it's like we just cut back to them every now and then, but they clearly shot it all in an hour or two.
And I'm sure these guys, all three of these guys, had to be getting their drunk on in India, right?
Yes. Yes. I think that's where some of the $15 million budget went.
I think it very much did. But these guys, all three of these guys are very similar actors in that they are these classically trained Brits, real deal actors who can camp it up, and their careers are nothing but total shit, something great, more shit, something great. Like, they're guys whose careers will never be damaged by all the garbage they do. Yeah, because they're just always great, and you always want to see them. Like Malcolm McDowell, Jesus Christ, some of his most recent work was doing an arc on the Gossip Girl reboot, and you're like, God, that's beneath you. But whatever, man. He's like, I'm taking a paycheck. I don't care.
Well, he's always had that. Yeah. You know, that he's been saying that since Caligula.
Oh, he really has.
He's been saying that since the 80s, where it's like, I'll take any job that pays because it's my job. Yeah. And sometimes they happen to be good movies.
Yeah. And
sometimes they happen to
when that happens, that's great, but that has nothing to do with me almost, right? It's sort of, I do my job, and if the project's good, then it's good. If it's not, well, whatever. But he's, once again, none of these guys are phoning it in. They are doing their best to match the tone of this and sell this incredibly bad dialogue.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, I have no doubt, I'm sure they're just like, Russell Mulcahy, he's like, what? I mean, there's no way. Do you think he's really directing these guys?
I don't think he's invested at all. I think it's just, how many setups can I do today?
And I guess that maybe is the appeal of hiring guys like this, right? It's
maybe
like,
it is.
They don't they don't need direction.
Out.
Yeah, they'll do it.
And he'll deliver it on time.
So yes, we already talked a little bit about Cash Van Dien is teaching his class. And so as he's talking,
there's a running theme that everyone has been looking for King Tut's tomb, even though they do this weird thing. They'll suggest in this world of the early 1920s, they'll suggest that some people don't even think King Tut was real, that he's just it's like there's no evidence there really was this King Tut guy, and yet it seems that there's this huge black market thing going on in Egypt in this movie, where people are constantly selling maps to King Tut's tomb, which all end up being fakes or whatever.
Right.
And you're like going, okay, all right. So even in this world, King Tut's like a fairy tale character. I don't understand.
Like you're saying, I just don't get it. I just don't get why you would choose King Tut then. Once again, one of the only pharaohs like literally everyone can name.
And I will say, yes, post the discovery of his tomb, that's how most of the rest of the world knows who the hell he is.
Yeah.
But still, yeah, just fuck off, movie. Just fuck off. You should have made up jibber jabber pharaoh.
Yeah, it's incredible that they didn't. Because once again, there's precedent for that. We've seen, I mean, we had Imhotep and Karis, and why not, man? Go for it. So we get this whole cross-cutting between Casper Van Dien explaining exposition to his students, the Evil Society talking about, just one piece away from opening the portal to darkness.
Yeah.
Because it's all come to, of course, when our movie starts, you would think this is a way to hit the ground running on this thing, but no.
Sure.
But the idea being that, yes, the bad guys have all but one piece of the
piece
tablet.
That's buried with King Tut.
Right, and they need that.
Now it's really heating up.
The Evil Society wants to open up the portal to the demon world for what reason?
Because they are
it just
evil
seems,
guys.
But it's like, wouldn't they? This is always that thing that gets me. It's like, we want to do a thing that will destroy the world, and you're like, but you live in the world.
You live on the world.
Yeah, and you're just like, because I get where it's like, and then they never do the thing. It's like, and then we will get unlimited
Thanos
power.
And you are in love with death.
Well, yeah, there's that, or there, because there are certainly like psychotic villains. One of my favorite motivations in any movie is the fourth Mission Impossible, where the whole villain thing is just the world's gonna nuke itself anyway, so let's just do it.
Yeah,
and you're like, that's nuts. That's a great bad guy motivation to just be psychotic, but
psychotic and nihilistic.
There's no sense that that's what these guys are. And I don't see where they're going to amass any power from doing this. So that's what I don't get. Because the obvious thing, and once again,
maybe they'll make a deal with Set when he's released from.
Well, that's what but like there should be some precedent for that, right? Because we've seen that plenty of times, right? Where it's like, and then Dracula will help us, and then he screws him over. Or how many fucking priests of Karnak, right? Had to learn the lesson that Karis was going to turn on them eventually.
Watching this made me long for a Karis movie.
No, I know.
Because here, even the worst of them, zip.
Yep.
They're like 57 minutes, maybe 62.
And this thing, even part one at 85 minutes, dragged.
Oh, God, it dragged. And our hero's an idiot. His best friends are idiots.
Oh, God, because let's get to those. Now we meet his fellow adventurers, compatriots.
Just guys. You get no indication
Walker and
that they are also intelligent. They're just his buddies.
Oh.
They're just his bros.
I know one of these guys, the guy who plays Walker, because he goes on to be on Sons of Anarchy after this. He was one of the.
Is it the Stephen Waddington guy?
It's it's Nico Nicotero.
Oh, Nico Nicotero.
Yeah. Okay. He goes on to be in a bunch of Sons of Anarchy. So and he's in Richard. He seems like he's actually carved a career because he's in Eastwood's Richard Jewell. He's in Purge Anarchy. He was on the Orville.
The other guy, the Waddington guy, was also in Sleepy Hollow with our boy Casper Van Dien.
That's according to the trivia. It does say that. And actually, oh wait, he just played one of the main bad guys in Uncharted, a much more entertaining adventure movie as well.
Oh, yeah, I haven't even seen it, but I'm sure it is.
Well, because automatically you have Tom Holland, infinitely more likable than Casper Van Dien, believe it or not. But so that's interesting. Actually, weirdly, the two sidekick guys going to have way better careers than Casper Van Dien, and because I can't really. They're neither good nor bad. I mean, these characters are horribly written, and their performances are just non-existent. So I can't judge their acting skill based on this.
They literally just act like the guys' buddies
until one of them gets a weird subplot where he's dying from tuberculosis, which comes out of nowhere.
Oh my God! Oh, when they tried to work in anything like that, which has emotional weight, if it's in any other story, you're like, don't attempt that here. I mean, I'm sure it'll be something like in the end, the second part, it'll be something he's granted some sort of power.
No,
it's got
why? Well, because otherwise, why are you introducing this threat, right?
Yeah. Oh, I coughed up blood. Oh shit, he's got TB. There is no cure for TB in 1922. Oh no.
Did you've seen the Oh Hello Broadway show?
Yes.
The thing where they doing that, where every Broadway play where you cough into a rag and then there's blood. That's how a play tells you someone's dying, is what I thought of when this guy was coughing up blood later, right? It's red. He's dying. Not since Tombstone have I seen tuberculosis so beautifully portrayed on screen.
I did love when that character's name I don't even know looks at our buddy Danny and says, "I'm your Huckleberry."
I'm your Huckleberry. Oh, geez. Once again, we always have to remember other much better movies.
Well, because we're seeking. We watch this and we're not satisfied, so we look into our brains and memories to find good things. And there are good things out there.
By God, that's what this movie's actually trying to do, because it's trying to remind us of other better things. So, yes. Okay, so he's Cass Van Dien is going through the streets, and this is where we meet Dr. Azealia Barakat.
Sure.
Yeah, I actually don't. I don't remember them ever saying her name, but I'm sure it's in there. I'm sure.
I think I remember the Azealia part.
Yeah. Lenore
and she doesn't
Varela.
Like Danny because he's not a serious scientist.
That's what this starts with. Oh, Danny, you fraud! And boy, they are definitely trying to paint her in the Rachel Weisz from The Mummy vein, right? As the I'm the serious one of the two. I'm the bookish one. I'm hot
she's
but
the one
bookish.
That addresses. They give lip service here to at one point her going, "No, the London Museum cannot take these. These belong to Egypt. These," and they're like, "Nope, sorry, they paid for the dig, so they get the stuff." And she's like, "It should stay here in its home country."
So,
okay, good.
She rolls up in this. We of course remember her from Blade 2, where she played Nyssa, which she's much better in.
Lenore Varela.
Yeah. She was one of the Martas on Arrested Development. Was she the first or the first?
I think she's the first.
She's the original Marta.
By the better actress.
Isn't that the woman from The Mummy?
Yeah.
It's literally.
They swapped out.
Replaced by Imhotep's love from The Mummy, who is she's not a bad actress, Varela,
I think she's pretty bad.
I do. Well, she's very bad in this for sure.
Yes.
I'm talking about in general. I do think some of this may be an English language barrier thing. I don't know. But she's very stilted in this particularly.
Yes.
And I don't remember thinking she was bad in Blade 2.
I don't think she had much of a part.
What do you mean? She's the female lead in it. She's the whole thing with her. She's the daughter of Damaskinos, and she has the whole love story with Blade, kind of.
As far as not much of a plot, meaning she really had only one note to play.
Well, regardless of, this is not only is she not good in it, but she is not a good choice for this part by any means, because she really does not command the screen like Rachel Weisz does, where you really buy her as the knowledgeable one.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Is that's what they're asking her to do. She's the one who has to be able to look at a map and go, why it says this, this, and this. And every time she does that, you're just like, oof.
Yep.
Oof. And, of course, just the general shittiness of thinking, well,
she's
Chilean, Egyptian, same thing.
She thinks that Danny is an uneducated idiot, and she's not even buying a lot of the King Tut stuff herself. And but also Danny is.
By the way, I love the idea of a historian being like King Tut.
Yes,
an Egyptian historian at that.
And the whole thing with at one point we see her going to sleep while reading his book called Atlantis.
Yes.
She's actually reading a previous book by Danny.
How about later in the movie when they talk about, this is another one of your things like Atlantis or the Ark of the Covenant?
Yeah.
I was like, fuck you, movie.
Yeah.
I actually gave a middle finger to the screen at that point because it deserved it.
And you did it for all of us.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? You can't be this bad and then wink at
You
masterpieces.
don't want to invite any comparison, and you do that the second you put that stupid hat on his head.
If you're gonna rip off Indiana Jones, just do it quietly.
Do it quiet.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that rips off Indiana Jones, but they don't. They're not constantly referencing Indiana Jones. That's insane.
The second he says it's not the years, honey, it's the mileage.
I mean, honestly,
I'm out.
We've only seen part 1. I wouldn't be shocked if we actually got some more just straight up Raiders lines in this thing, because that seems to be the level of writing we're dealing with. Anyway,
on that note, werewolf break for Brendan. Oh, what happened next?
What did happen next?
I'm so glad you take the notes, because when a movie
honestly,
is this
bad, I have to, or I would just be. Like I
remember flashes where I'm like, are we to that terrible chase scene in the village yet?
No, because like I said, so we introduced that they have their history where she's like, you are just you're not a serious scientist or whatever, archaeologist.
And he's like, hey baby, listen, I got all the goods. I'm your dreamboat archaeologist, Egyptologist guy.
It. Oh my God. I can't. I saw that when it came up, but I'm shuddered to remember that he was Tarzan once. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's
horrible choice. Once again, I understand
because he's an extremely handsome.
He looks like a comic book drawing. Like his jaw is perfectly square, and
oh my God.
Yeah. But as soon as he opens his mouth, he both can't act and has a terrible voice. I mean, he can't act. I mean, that's the thing. It's one. The voice is one thing, but he's bringing nothing.
He brings nothing.
And I've seen quite a bit of his work between doing this show and when I was doing the Action Shelf.
Oh my God! There's a part where, Jesus, I'm trying to remember. They literally do a back-to-back thing where, I can't remember exactly what it is, but there's a scene where he's talking maybe to his class, and he goes, and if you get those 4 pieces together, I was like, that will be the da-da-da.
Yeah.
And it's like he's having this like moment of...
I also noticed this.
Then they cut to a scene with him in the bar with his buddies, and he comes to the same conclusion, and he's acting like the idea just hit him when we saw him just say the same idea in the other scene.
It's the exact same vocal rhythm.
Yes.
Because it's the only way he knows to play like excitement.
And if you do this and they're like, oh. I'm like, guy, you already had... Maybe he's Mr. Short-Term Memory Loss, and he keeps having the same idea over and over again. And if you put all 4 pieces together... Shut up.
Well, I mean, talk about this. We've seen a few of these where a movie that just is constantly like, this audience is really stupid, so we're going to have to really let them know.
Maybe so, but don't play it like he's having the same idea twice.
Yes, and because he's such a bad actor, he does it exactly the same way both times.
Exactly the same. He's like, oh, I've got the beats on this down.
Yeah. Oh, this is great. I already did a run-through with this when I shot that other scene. So perfect. So the Evil Society...
You didn't say... hey, rethink this, Russell McKay.
Yeah.
He just said, great, got it. Moving
Russell
on.
McKay said, is it in focus? Fuck it, even if it's not, print it. Print it, by the way. They're certainly shooting on digital here. They're not wasting any celluloid on this thing.
Well, but again, he's from Australia. Maybe he didn't know.
So the Secret Society is meeting, and they're like, wait, we're pretty worried about this Cash Van D guy. He's poking around. And Jonathan Hyde's like, he ain't no shit, man. Don't worry. Which here's the thing. I'm siding with the villain. He's right. This guy's a fucking idiot. We shouldn't be worried about him at all.
Yes. That's absolutely correct.
And they go, well, none the same. We're not going to kill him. We're just going to ruin him. They did say a thing where they go, and how many of the tablets did you find? He goes, it doesn't matter if I found them. I got them. Yeah. I think this is where he says the Belloc line about there's nothing he can find that I can't take from you. Of
course. Yes.
And then Malcolm
But
McDowell
now
says,
they're
that
going
sounds
to,
awfully familiar.
They're going to, destroy his reputation.
Yeah, and it literally
I can't
they
imagine
go
he has one, but
they
still,
go we're gonna ruin him, and it cuts to, what do you mean I'm fired from this university?
Yep. And then he has lunch with his publisher.
Yeah,
And I couldn't find who's playing the publisher, but this guy has a great voice. Did you know that?
He has an amazing voice. I agree.
He has an amazing voice,
Yeah.
and he's a youngish looking dude.
Yes,
But
and
it's
he has this
extremely.
extremely.
I was like,
Danny,
please be doing audiobooks because
Danny,
it's just so good. He's like,
we have no
Danny,
choice.
we have no choice. I'm so sorry.
This
And
is
I'm like
absolutely
going, wow.
Note it wasn't my decision, but
Right.
yeah,
He
I know.
goes,
I'm gonna try to
they
find
got
out who
you
this guy.
too, huh?
Well, 'cause-
okay.
Well, his voice is already amazing, and then really stands out next to the whiny prepubescent voice of.
You're just too scared of the society.
It's time
of
to
the Hellfire
change.
Council.
Yeah.
thing.
Well, what I like though is the way they get him fired at the university is the guy just goes, "Well, it turns out you don't have a doctorate," and Christopher Medina's like, "Yes, I do. I have a doctorate from this, and I worked with that," and he's like, "Well, all the same, you don't. So no way to prove it."
And see ya.
Yeah. Bye.
I'm out of this film.
I just thought, how
And
dumb
I'm
is that?
taking my
Because
voice with
even in the 1920s, they still would have been able to find some proof this guy had. Nope, never mind. We were told it was fraudulent, so bye. And then
Yep.
the needlessly long scene with the publisher too, where the publisher is just like, because he goes, "Oh, I do love
That's
Kessler
what
Van
I'm
Dien
saying,
being
this
like,
feels-
my books sell well." It's like, well, all the same, Danny, we have this note here from all of the top writers we publish books from, and they say they'll leave us if we keep publishing your work. So rock at a hard
whole
place,
thing
pal.
Is completely stretched out because they're like, we've got to, make this a mini series, and
Yeah.
you're like, there's so much.
And imagine it
For
was,
an
there was a period of
action-adventure
time it was
story?
stretched out more.
Oh God, it's so boring. Like nothing happens in this thing.
I know, because at this point they're not even digging. They don't even know where they're digging yet. Like, it's crazy how long this thing takes. So anyway, he's totally ruined. Oh, this is just the worst.
And his buddies are like, dude, they got you. You're probably not going to find King Tut. So we're going to go to Brazil. And he's like,
Oh,
fine. I thought you were
Do you
my
like the
friend.
scene where Catherine Van Dien shows up in Jonathan Hyde's class to confront him?
Oh, that's
what
a great one.
what a classic sequence, right? Where he's just like, he basically shows up and goes, "Hey, asshole!" Like,
Yeah. He's going, I got a question, Sinclair. You going to admit that you just stole all the stuff that I find?
yeah,
Oh,
man.
well, you're turning this into, it's not what you should be doing, and this is a personal attack. And then he dismisses his class because he doesn't want them hearing Casper Van Dien's voice.
Could you imagine being in a college class and a disgraced, fired professor shows up and starts laying into your teacher?
It would kind of be my favorite day in that
It would be
class.
an amazing. I've always wanted to. I've never seen a real life meltdown like this, and I've always wanted
it would
to.
be good.
I've always dreamed of seeing someone object at a wedding. Just any kind of thing. It's like, oh my god.
That is the trope that I want to be there for. I object.
Yeah.
She doesn't really love him. She loves me.
Because there's no way that ends well for that guy ever.
No,
It can't.
No.
It absolutely can't.
But they'll be talking about you for years.
There is a fun, folks, don't watch this. Go out and find, there is a really funny sketch. I think it's with Andrew Garfield from SNL, where it's the best man giving the speech at the wedding, and they just keep indicating that he did do that, but he's now still going through with the best man speech. and then his wife is there. It's very funny, and it's just this awkward thing where it's like, and once again, anyway, go check that out.
I would rather watch that.
Oh, anything is better than this. All right, so yeah, so
Yes.
he. Oh, I forgot. Also, in the thing, he goes, "Ever since you used your influence to get out of fighting in the Great War," he accuses him of draft dodging. Number one,
Yes, he
Jonathan
does.
Hyde is like in his 50s, and the Great War was.
Or it was like 4 years before.
Yeah, this guy was being drafted to begin with. But he's like, hey man, not only are you part of this evil secret society, but you're also a fucking coward.
You used your influence and the fact that chronologically you were older than any general to get out of the Great War.
I was also 50, and that seemed like they didn't even ask, so I don't really think...
Sounds like a coward's excuse to me.
So is that also then implying that, I mean, it must be that Casper Van Dien fought in said war, right?
Yeah, they do talk about that. He had served in the Great War.
Well, whatever.
You can tell because of his incredible action skills.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Well, and also Casper Van Dien is another one of these guys who does not read as a guy from the 1920s by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
That was what was so good about like Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz going back to The Mummy, is like, oh, they sort of have like classic movie star looks.
Yes.
Folks, just go watch. Honestly, this is going to make The Mummy 3 way better to us, even though that's a steaming pile. But when we get to that, it's still going to be better than this, because at least it does Brendan Fraser.
This is Asylum level.
Oh, Hyde, that's right, I forgot. Hyde not only discusses the class, he has security escort. Boys, get him.
That cracked me up. What college course? What college class has 2 security guards just standing there?
I've had a number of...
He doesn't call a front desk or anything. He literally just turns to guys...
Boys,
bodyguards in his class.
Toss him.
What the fuck is that about?
I get a lot of attempts on my life while I'm teaching, so I have to keep these guys on hand to take a bullet for me should it come to that. But he is just like, and I do, once again, Hyde is great because of course he is. And then he just does play as like, oh, this is sad, Danny.
Yeah.
This is very sad. This is going to be hard for these students to unsee.
You'll never, of course, find King Tut's tomb, and I will.
Oh, also, I think it's the same class scene before Casper Van Dien interrupts him where he goes like, based on my research, I've narrowed King Tut's tomb down to this 100-mile radius.
I do love, there is no such thing as obvious when it comes to Egyptology, but I do love the fact he goes, I'm pretty sure I know where the tomb is. Here. In the Valley of Kings. You're like going, yeah, it's a good guess because that's where almost all the pharaohs' tombs were discovered at some point.
I'm the first to realize.
You really narrowed it down.
I'm the first to realize Tut may have been buried near other kings, where all the kings are buried.
If he had said something like,
put that together.
I think King Tut's tomb is actually under the Safeway, then I'd be like, wow, that's elite.
I would love that too. And the whole thing is just him going, Safeway won't let me dig up their parking lot. They're the ones keeping... And even the evil society is like, yeah, we don't fuck with Safeway though.
No. They're part of the Kroger family.
Oh
now.
God,
you don't want to mess with them.
Even in the 1920s, you don't fuck with Kroger. It's like Ant-Man and Baskin Robbins always finds out.
Jesus.
Yeah. So Casper Van Dien, now desperate, everyone's left him behind, goes to the doctor, whatever her name is, Azealia, Lenore Varela. And it's like, you got to help me. And she's like, what are you talking about? You're full of shit, man. You're nothing but a quack. I think this is where she mentions the Ark of the Covenant.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Great. And then at this exact same time, she comes out to her total weasel of a boss, who's the curator. And Jonathan Hyde just going, I need that artifact and that artifact. Send them to my home.
And she's like, you can't do that.
Those belong. I mean, this is where we get a little bit. Those belong in a museum, right?
Those belong in a museum. You can't just take them back to your house. He actually, but then later, when our pal Danny confronts her, she goes, "Oh, you think that Sinclair is totally evil and has this master plan? Well, he just gave us the museum those emerald tablets you're talking about," and that makes Danny go, "Really?"
That's a weird choice on his part. That seems the opposite of everything
like
he's been doing.
Check them to see if they're fakes, which will happen later. We'll find out.
Yeah, but that'll take a good 45 minutes before that happens.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
They introduce that concept, and it's not till way later she's like, maybe I should look into that. Anyway.
Well, no, she never would have figured it out if the
that's right.
The assistant guy goes,
that's right.
I dropped
she
one.
She doesn't even look into it. It's just the other guy. Oh God, it's even worse.
Yeah.
So anyway,
it's like, I broke it. I'm so sorry. And she goes, Well, the good news is you're not going to get fired. The bad news is fake. This is glass.
Yeah. Casper Van Dien needs money. So what does he
does.
do? He goes to the army fort and proceeds to do
He
a
takes
mammoth
all of his buddy's
con.
money. Oh, God.
Yeah, because he does this whole bit. This is them really trying to Han Solo him off, right? Which you're not there, man.
It doesn't work.
Yeah,
there's nothing there.
yeah.
There's no roguish
Did you see the
charm. There's
Casper
no
Van Dien
roguish
quote
charm.
where he said, "My character's a lot like Indiana Jones, except he's actually more of a nerd. He's really more of sort of a bookish type." And it's like, he's neither of those things. He's not like Indiana Jones, and he's definitely not bookish.
He's a personality void. I'll buy that.
Well, like every Casper Van Dien character.
Yeah, he's kind of like Indiana Jones if you had given him a frontal lobotomy.
That was, I think, wasn't that one of those rejected scripts
where he's imitating emotional cues from other people?
I think that wasn't on the Darabont
smile
script.
means I am
Yeah,
supposed to be happy.
that came damn close to being the fourth movie. Is all I know is what that plot. Yeah, that was in one of that was either Chris Columbus or Frank Darabont's script. I don't know, one of those guys.
Yep.
Yes. So he pretends to get drunk so he can fleece these guys. And then,
in a poker game.
And then I love this. He gets this guy to bet the map to King Tut's tomb, which this guy just has.
Yes.
I don't even understand this.
And I also don't
Did
understand.
Casper Van Dien know this was there?
Is this something that Casper Van Dien knew?
That's what I would.
have?
Yeah, I can't. He goes there to get money,
But it also
and then
turns out to be another
stumbles
fake.
into the map. It's hilarious
Because the map, he only finds the true map when it's on the chest of a guy.
Well, because also we saw Jonathan Hyde take what he thought was the map and murder a guy for it.
Right.
Because he's evil.
Apparently he's evil.
That's true. This character's not evil. He is evil. That is very much what this guy's vibe is.
Every now and then I'm reminded of things that are, that Michael Myers did that were really funny. And I go, that guy
the
really
famous
is
murderer
funny.
who wore the mask?
Yes.
Michael Myers. Yeah.
Michael Myers was hilarious on the night he came home.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Laugh a minute. No, I agree. Those particularly the first Austin Powers, and I enjoy the other two. Though obviously,
I do too.
But the first one is just a masterpiece of comedy. Really is one of the funnest. It is not very long before it just hits me, that bit when he tries to turn that little car around in the hallway that's too narrow, and that is one of the that is we know he always wanted to be a Peter Sellers. That is a Peter Sellers level bit.
Yes,
that is that.
Yeah, and
good.
It's also one of those things where it is funny, keeps going, is no longer funny, then keeps going till it's funny again, and then you're like, that is genius.
Mike Myers is one of those guys who even when I still watch everything he puts out because it could. You always
Pentaveret,
and it had its moments.
It had its moments.
Love Guru's pretty bad. I will say Love Guru
is that's justifiably not career killer, but that put him in hibernation.
That brought him back down to earth for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh man,
Jesus Christ. But actually, I kind of enjoy his character actor career that he's in now in like dramas and stuff.
Me too.
Yeah,
I'm all about him having a late career renaissance.
I really enjoy that.
I really liked the Gong Show.
I did too.
He was just purely in character, one into the other.
And talk about
was
something that was way too weird though for network TV. Not only is the Gong Show weird in concept, but then to add the meta layer of him playing this guy who was the host.
I was all aboard.
Yeah, do more stuff like that. More of that kind of weird stuff.
I'm sure he's listening to this, so I'm glad we've got that.
Well, he's a big
across.
monster movie guy. He's a huge nerd who every time I see interviewed, I think I would get along with Mike Myers because he loves a lot of the same stuff we do. All right, so what I also love about this scene though is not only does this map come out of nowhere, and gets put in the pot. Casper Van Dien proceeds to lose the poker hand and then just grabs the map and runs off.
He just grabs it, runs off, and then we have a lame chase scene which has a beautiful bit in it. The chase scene is literally him, like, he has to get away from the guys. He jumps over a wall. He gets a horse carriage.
Yeah.
Starts to go with the horse carriage while the angry guys get in a truck to follow.
Yep.
He's in the horse carriage, and his buddies are very conveniently out on that street, and he's like, hop on! They hop on.
Mm-hmm.
They do this thing, which is, of course, typical, like, peril thing of a little child sitting in the middle of the street.
Yep. Which is insane that child is just sitting there in the middle of the street, of course.
Yes, just like playing with a ball or something.
Yeah, hilarious.
And the thing I absolutely love is our hero, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
It's not one of those things of Jesus, and he has to course correct.
Right.
No, he rides over the kid perfectly to where the kid is not hit by horse hooves or axles of the thing.
Yeah.
It is the bad guys who have to do a course correction. And the mother, of course, runs out and pulls the kid off the street anyway.
Of course.
But I'm sitting there going, our hero took a big chance there. That he's like, no problem.
Somebody
like,
didn't read Save the Cat because
it's like just drive over the kid, and you're apparently so good.
This guy read a book called "Ignore the Cat and Hope for the Best."
Hope for the best was that exact scene, and I laughed. I was like, for one thing, it was also shot terribly.
Oh God! Every time you get the
green screen,
it's another close up of him in the carriage, clearly on nothing, just going. And of course, the music is once again trying to go.
I don't think they're even doing a wind machine trying to blow his hair back or anything. So that
well, they would have to hire.
He's just going,
They would have to hire Stephen Toast, England's best wind actor, if that was the case. But
oh my God, Stephen Toast,
so fucking funny, man.
I hear you. What's the guy's name? I hear you. Something Fandango.
Oh, Clem.
Is the other guy?
Yes, I hear you, Clem Fandango.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I hear you, Clem Fandango.
Yes, I hear you, Clem Fandango.
Yeah. Because he always says, Stephen, can you hear me? This is Clem Fandango. Yes, I hear you, Clem Fandango.
I hear you, Clem Fandango.
Watch any Toast.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Fire the nuclear weapons. Oh man, there's nothing that's not made better by Matt Berry. It's true. It's just
Matt
it's
Berry.
Just the fact.
I want to know him. I want to be pals with Matt Berry.
Anytime I see him interviewed, and of course, it's one of the stupid things where why would he be like that in real life? But he's so soft-spoken and contemplative in real life. And he's not at all like his characters. But as I said, though, I always feel dumb when I'm surprised by that. But it's like, well, of course, why would he be like that? No one would work with a guy who's actually like that, obviously.
No,
and he's just so
he has created a persona that destroys.
I love his music too. I legitimately love his music. It's great. Mm-hmm. He's a talented dude. Unlike the people in this movie.
Meanwhile, Matt Berry is not in this film.
Oh my God! Once again, those who know how to do stuff.
I have found the map. The King Tut's tomb.
Can we get some kind of AI program where we just put Matt Berry in terrible movies to see if they let's just see if they're better with him.
They will eventually create a filter.
Yeah.
They will eventually create a filter that you could just plug in a famous voice and say replace all dialogue by Casper Van Dien.
Oh my God! All of Casper Van Dien
or whatever, and it would just
all
be
of Casper Van Dien. Well, okay, B. Arthur would also be amazing. But if all of Casper Van Dien's stuff was just Matt Berry in this, and he's just
it would
like
be the best.
King Tut.
It's like, you're right. Yeah. They can't dig to 7 meters today. They certainly couldn't then.
But my book sells so well. So anyway, so he's on he gets out of the. Then he does it. Oh, he does his big Basil Rathbone move here when he grabs onto the clothesline. And once again, the music is trying to tell me this is exciting.
And you are thrilled.
It's another one of those things that's in a lot of cheap action where it's like everything is a little too slow, and they have to show every moment of his hand touching the thing ripping, him swinging back, and you're like, nope, it's not, guys. It's another one of those things where it's like, Mulcahy, I know you can direct action. I've seen it, and yet clearly doesn't care because he's forgotten how to direct action.
Oh my
because
God.
It's such a poorly constructed stunt sequence.
It is.
Yeah.
Every one of them. That's why, like, if you're familiar at all with what this guy has done before, and I'm not saying that Russell McKay was ever a genius.
No, but he was always solid studio director.
There is solid stuff,
and particularly like genre stuff,
and The Shadow, to where you're like going, he gets it.
We always talk about how great that introduction of The Shadow in the 94 is.
As nitpicky as I am about that movie, it gives me some great moments like that introduction. Where I'm going,
such a good
perfectly set up, perfectly framed, and the greatest chill.
The greatest image of Tim Curry firing a Tommy gun like a madman. That's worth the price of admission alone.
That should be a gift that I just use constantly. Yes.
Tim Curry cranked up to 11 in that movie.
Oh, God bless that man, Tim Curry.
Oh, I know. Love him.
Anyway, back to this.
Back to this movie that Tim Curry's not in, unfortunately.
Well, I don't remember where he gets introduced. I'm moving things along a little bit, but there are two scenes with the crazy beggar guy.
We saw him earlier in that first scene where he met the female lead.
The bazaar,
and it was just kind of like, oh, that's sad.
They do a couple of things every time he goes out in the street. That's how they're trying to build his character and show you he's a real good guy. Mm-hmm. The first one is they're like going, that guy's crazy. And he's like going, that guy may have dementia. And
you don't know. I'm an early mental health advocate.
Yes. And don't be so mean to him. And he talks to him and he babbles something. He's like, sure, he has visions. What? And when he touches him, he gets a vision too.
Yeah. I can't believe this movie, with as much as it steals, didn't have him go, you don't know a man until you've walked a mile in his shoes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And then later, another street scene, again with him and the lady professor. She finds him buying all the fake maps from the street kids. And they go, you're the most generous guy in town. And she goes, why do you help them? They're selling fakes. And he goes, yeah, I know they're fakes, but those kids need to feed themselves. And you're like, wow, you are a hero. You're also a terrible archaeologist.
This is we always talked about this on the Action Shelf. This is a Chuck Norris character, because Chuck Norris would never allow his characters not to be the greatest guys in the world.
Greatest guys in the world.
They weren't just amazing cops. They were also helping the orphans in the neighborhood.
Yes, everyone loves this person.
That's what this guy is like. And that's why, so only scumbags would be doing anything to, impugn this wonderful, wonderful man that is Danny Fremont.
This wonderful idiot that's Danny Fremont.
Oh, God.
So the second time he runs into the guy's even, the professor lady isn't there yet, but he's babbling, having another vision, and he mentions Tutankhamun in his, and he's speaking ancient Egyptian, which Danny, the genius, does not speak, but he knows Lady Doctor does. So he gets the street kid to bring Lady Doctor. She gets there and basically goes, he's speaking ancient Egyptian, and he keeps mentioning
it sounds like we're being demeaning by saying Lady Doctor. No, that's basically what she is in the movie. She's a Lady Doctor.
She's a lady doctor. She's a professor, whatever. But so she basically knows about as much as he did, because she goes, he's mentioning King Tut, and he's speaking, and he's like,
dumb Danny's like, he is.
And also, the second she shows up, don't ask how we know that Danny knows. But Danny's already opening the guy's shirt before the first weird supernatural ray shows up in the guy's flesh, as if he knew this was about to happen.
By the way, this is just Smallville, where he's got the thing that burns into his chest and it makes the Superman shield in the that's pretty actually early Smallville, but it's the same effect, except that was better.
Oh, well, okay. Yes, absolutely. And that we all know that's the symbol of the House of L, and it stands for hope. But anyway, in this case, this guy is on the ground, writhing, and in pain as a map is being burned into his flesh.
Yeah. And then,
I love Danny doesn't give a shit while this guy
whips out the paper.
Yes. While this guy's on the ground, and by the way, other people are watching, and they're not worried about something supernatural happening in front of them.
No.
But anyway...
No, I did think that. Yeah, no one reacts to anything magical happening in this movie.
And Danny actually says, it's a drawing of some sort. I think it's a map. This is after it's already 90% appeared on his flesh. Everyone. There's a blind guy over there going, it's a map.
Yeah.
But anyway, Danny
sounds like a map.
Goes, oh my God, that's a map. and pulls out a piece of paper and starts using a pencil on top to get a rubbing from this poor dude.
Yeah. Hold still, damn it.
And he has the gall while he's doing this on this guy's chest to look over at Lady Professor and just kind of go, isn't this great?
This is wild, man.
He doesn't give a shit about this guy. He doesn't give a shit about the little kid that he ran over either. So
what becomes of this? Does this guy just die? What becomes of this guy?
We don't know. But he did give him another vision, because when he touched him, when the stuff started showing up, he gets,
trust us, guys. This is going to be cool later. It's going to be very cool later.
We get a prequel part 2 where we see lots of shots of something evil and
next
supernatural.
time on Curse of King Tut.
Because guess what, guys? We don't really see mummies in part 1.
No, no mummies per se. We do get a little taste of a monster at the very end of it.
We get a little taste of a monster, and we did have Set at the beginning, and I shouldn't complain. We had 19-year-old bald King Tut with wings and a sword.
I will say structurally, that's pretty similar to most mummy things we've seen, where we get all the Egypt stuff at the beginning. It's just, a B mummy movie stretched out to 3 hours is intolerable. Man,
this would not have, like, the writing alone in this does not support an hour and a half.
No.
So they had to double down on something that's shit.
And they were going to go longer with it.
They were going to go longer. I can't even imagine.
This thing at 4.5 hours?
Please find the original shooting script and send it to me so I can see what I missed.
Yeah. How about this scene where so Jonathan Hyde's out in the desert, but he's got a fake map. He's digging in the wrong place. Malcolm McDowell's out there supervising from a chair, of course. And the diggers, though, they're not happy. They go, hey, pal, we need better conditions. And this guy comes forward going, I'm speaking for everybody. And Jonathan Price is like, that's really interesting.
They're like trying to unionize. That's very not 1922.
And then Jonathan Hyde just has this dude killed and thrown to his body thrown in front of the workers going, anybody else got a problem?
No, sir. Oh, and that really underscores, I don't think he's a nice guy.
I don't think he's a nice guy. But you know what I love is Casper Van Dien will later engage in slave labor himself. So
yes, he will. Yes, he will.
So why the fuck not, man?
He is no hero, ladies and gentlemen.
Because Casper Van Dien, now with this map, runs out into the desert by himself, which I love the way the desert they're digging is just like down the street from the town.
Yes.
Like they always are just going, they're not going out to tents and stuff. They're always just going back to town at the end of the day.
I need to stress the stupidity of the scene. You're setting up the stupidity, but I want to bring it home.
Yeah.
His buddies supposedly have left for Brazil because he gave them tickets.
They're on their way out of town. They're about to leave town, yes.
And that's how good a friend he is of them. He's like going, guys, I can't ask you to stick around. This is my crusade.
He gives them some money. There's a bit where one of them's like, we can't take your money. The other one's like, shut up. Yes, we can. Hilarious. I was laughing.
So now Casper Van Dien, with the map from the guy's chest, has gone out to the desert, as you point out, which is a couple of blocks from where he's been staying.
It's always just a quick excursion out there into the desert.
And if you think that's highly convenient, not only is King Tut's tomb very close by, but he digs down, I'm going to be generous, 4.5 feet.
Yeah, that's actually very generous.
And he doesn't find the surface or the top of a tomb.
No.
What he finds is actually the death mask, the golden death mask
that of course
sit on top of the mummy of King Tut, and it is by itself.
Yeah, that I don't understand.
Under the sand.
Yeah.
And he picks it up and goes, I did it!
Yep.
This is the easiest discovery, and like I said,
how did no one just run into it accidentally?
Like he's not an Egyptologist, he's not an archaeologist. He is guessing and just lucky here.
Yeah.
And literally that's not how any of this works. Anyone with half a brain knows you don't dig down 4 feet and find a piece of gold that would have been inside of a tomb, not laying on top. And then he's like, I did it!
All right.
All right. Then his friend showed up going like, hey, you did it. And we didn't go anyway to Brazil because it turns out you need to know Portuguese to go to Brazil.
Hilarious.
And we're going to help you.
But he goes, wait a minute, though. If I can find this, then the bad guys can. I need your guys' help. Let's bury this somewhere else to throw Jonathan Hyde off the trail.
Yeah, this is brilliant. You've found the one piece of actual physical evidence of King Tut.
Yeah.
So he then marks it.
Oh my god! Later,
be,
when they reveal that it's his initials, he's carved into it. Fuck off!
Fuck off! That
and
you would do that anyway.
I was gonna say you would think an archaeologist would have, I don't know, more reverence for a priceless piece of history.
Nope. He carves his initials into it. They bury it somewhere else.
Yeah.
They bury it near where Sinclair's men were already digging.
Yeah.
And then
Danny
it's
was
all for
here.
naught. It's all for naught because when they dig it up later, Sinclair's like going, "No, this isn't the location because that sand was too loose for something buried for centuries."
Although,
it was too close to
I don't
the
know,
surface.
it was pretty loose when Danny legitimately discovered it, though. So
I know. He goes, "Someone's trying to throw us off the trail." I wonder who, Sinclair.
Well,
Maybe
I can't figure out
one of your multiple men follow Danny around.
If
Maybe
that's
that would
the
be
case,
smart,
though,
villain.
who was trying to throw Casper Van Dien off the trail by buried it so shallowly?
Oh my God, King Tut was. It was actually King Tut.
Oh, that
It's
scamp!
Shit, he's getting too close.
Famous scamp, King Tut.
He was only 19. He was just a kid.
Yeah, well, you think about a kid with money, he's going to get up to some stuff. The parties, man.
Jesus, how many times were the cops called on one of his parties?
Hey, come on, Tut. Keep it down in there. People
by the way,
to
I
sleep.
love during one of the scenes in the bar with Danny and his buddies, and his buddy goes, "Tut's tomb, we're never going to find it." As if, okay, they already set up that in this world, King Tutankhamun they consider him maybe not as being real.
Which is
so
stupid
sure as
hell.
fucking hell, no one was already abbreviating his name to Tut, which is something that came later because people didn't want to say Tutankhamun.
Oh,
but no, they fully have his friend before the tomb's been discovered. Going like,
hey, we're looking
Tut's
for the
tomb.
old Tutster around here. Anybody seen him?
It's like Ramsey's like, "Oh, Rammy?
Yeah.
No one's found Ramy's tomb."
Hey, the set man. Am I right?
Boy, I hope you don't find all 4 pieces of that tablet, so that because I don't want to deal with SETI when he shows up.
Oh,
the old
man.
Setster.
Man, it's a dark day when I'm longing for Ford and Foran something.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I want that sharpshooting gal.
Oh yeah, whose sharpshooting never played into the plot.
I would redo the movie, and she'd be the hero because she is a trick shot.
Yeah.
I can't believe they did not include that at any point in the climax of that movie.
Could actually be one of the worst pieces of screenwriting I've ever seen, to set that up and do nothing with it. That is, that's unacceptable.
She literally becomes just like, help me, I am a damsel in distress.
And so he's
Lady, you can shoot the outline of a heart around a person.
Well, and then what I love is, like, how do they solve the problem? They just end up shooting the guy. So it doesn't, like, they shoot them up. Right. She couldn't have done that.
She could have saved the guy.
Yeah. No, even fucking Babe Jensen is I
miss my Pookie.
Oh, all right. Anyway, so Cass Van Dien's like, we're gonna need more than just the 3 of us, though, if we're gonna go digging around the desert. Although the desert just outside of town. And so he goes back to the fort with the soldiers who he robbed, who were ready to kill him, of course. And he's like, wait. Let's let bygones be bygones.
With him,
yeah.
And he's like, I think I can get the French Foreign Legion guys and maybe the prisoners. And they're like going, no, we're going to keep the prisoners, except for you can have that guy who's the crazy guy who blows things up, Rembrandt, because
he's an artist with the
he's an
dynamite.
artist with the dynamite or whatever. And so he gets that guy and some French Foreign Legionnaires, and then they find locals.
Rembrandt is a reject from a Guy Ritchie team action movie, right?
He's constantly in every scene going like, I don't know why you're digging. I could blow the whole thing up. I don't know why I made him from New York, because he's not that way.
No, because he's more like a gory. I'm gonna blow it up. Get some dynamite in here.
All you gotta do is just set
we digging.
They're like, maybe we don't want to blow up a priceless tomb.
Fuck off.
Well, then why do you have this guy?
Yeah. Well, and then I like though where they go like, you can have your pick of the prisoners. And that's when he just goes, this guy, that one, not. And you watch this for probably 20 minutes, it felt like, where he's just like, you, not you. Nah, no. And then one guy goes, please, sir, I can do good.
Yes.
Great.
That's an eerie impression. It really brought it all home.
Please.
And also during that
So once
scene,
again, just slave labor.
Yep. And at one point, Casper Van Dien's character goes, "Something smells good." And they go, "Well, that's our chef over there." And he goes over to the table, is like, "What are you making?" He goes, "Oh, I'm doing this thing." And for the next 15 minutes, we get to see this guy make a dinner. This is slightly stretched out, this movie.
Well, how about when they
like,
get
you guys are all scruffy. You know what? And then they go in a clothes shopping montage.
They have a very short digging montage where they're out there going, "Whew, digging is hard work." Cut to they're now in like a dance, like a club where they're all sitting on these pillows while women dance around. Because one of these women though is crooked and working for Jonathan Hyde, getting info.
Yeah, from one of the friends. She's flirting with one of the buddies, and then it's like, "Oh, great, yeah." And then she'll report back and go, "Well, he thinks he's pretty much found it, and this is legit."
Curses.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Hyde is having a campy fun time, but there is literally no shades to this character. He is just a pure mustache twirling baddie.
He is.
Yeah.
And he ties Leonore Varela to the tracks later on.
He might as well. I mean, honestly, another thing that if that happens in part 2, I'd be like, well, of course.
Of course. Meanwhile, the piano's just going.
Yeah. What else is going to happen? Actually, Casper Van Dien would probably be best used in a silent film.
He would have. Speaking of Brendan Fraser, he would have made a perfectly acceptable Dudley Do-Right.
Yes. Yeah. Sure.
Especially if they allowed him to play it flat, because there really are no shadings.
Except for he can't get down to that. No.
That's right.
That's where Fraser's got to beat. Oh, that and the Oscar too.
And
I think.
charisma and acting skills.
Acting talent, right? Because remember, remind me, which one was in Scorsese's last movie? I can never. Was it Fraser? Was it Van Dien? I can't. I get them confused.
I just don't even know.
They're the same guy, pretty much,
same
right?
guy.
Yeah.
Which one was in Gods and Monsters?
Van Dien's finest hour. Could you imagine? Oh my God, Ian McKellen.
I can't imagine those words ever going together. Van Dien's finest hour. Unless they're talking about his daughter, who's really talented.
As we've talked about,
cute.
she's and she has charm. Don't know where that came from.
That must have from the mother's side.
It had to be, right? Yeah. So anyway, okay. So he chooses the prisoners to dig. Blah, blah, blah. He's getting the info. How about this guy who comes into the movie very randomly? They go like, "We need money for a dig," and then basically out of nowhere, a rich guy is just like, "Money, you say?"
Yeah, they find a layabout young rich British guy who's willing to bankroll them, but his disapproving old father guy is like,
"Money, you say?
You're going to waste more of our money."
Yeah. Yeah. I did think it was weird when Jack Benny showed up and was like, "Money."
Now, are you saying you're digging for King Tut's tomb? Rochester. But
I thought I was dead by now.
He starts playing his violin badly, and everyone.
I like to keep the references fresh for the kids on the show.
Yeah, I know. So then they cut back to the dig, and this is Danny's dig.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the rich guy's going like, "I say, how long does it take to find this tomb?
Yeah.
It's awfully hot out here."
Yeah. Oh, hilarious.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, because the rich guy gives them money for the dig if they'll just get his son out of town for a while. Is basically.
Yeah, that's basically.
I'm sick of him. Just take him.
Does he have a gambling problem? Is that the idea?
I think that's the idea. And so it's just like he just needs to be away from trouble. So send him out into the desert. Although, as we've talked about, the desert is just down the street from town where they're digging. It's just down the street from town. So it feels like
say that pretty much every movie that we've seen that's a mummy movie. It's like no time from downtown Cairo to the Valley of the Kings.
Not only is it right on the edge of town, the stuff is barely buried. How are they the first people to be discovering this shit? Oh, God. Anyway, okay. So, the guy, they find the one guy collapsed, having coughed up blood. They take him to the hospital, and they go, "Yeah, it's tuberculosis. He's got 3 months tops."
Yeah, and again, this movie really, I didn't expect the feels, but it got me right in the feels.
Man, it was like terms of endearment when it comes into this, man.
It really was.
Somebody give my friend the shot!
I'm afraid there's no cure for this tuberculosis.
Yeah. Well, I did think it was weird then when Jeff
1922.
Daniels showed up as his douchebag husband. I thought that was really bold.
That was strange, but I liked it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was like, oh, get some. God. Jeff Daniels' career has never been, and I'm saying it now, will never be in bad enough trouble to be in something like this.
No.
Yeah, I think I'm safe in that.
I think he's very safe.
So yeah, meanwhile, this is where the janitor comes to a doctor lady and is like, I broke this emerald thing that you have here. I'm really sorry.
She finds out it's fake.
And then she goes, well, it shouldn't break. Why, it's made of glass.
And then
that means Sinclair's a fraud. I love that. So this dialogue, she goes, why, that means Sinclair's a fraud, which means Danny Fremont is.
Right.
And she doesn't say, she just goes, is. And then the scene cuts away. Right, yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
Also, I would have loved
great.
Also an idiot. I mean, it's true. Did
you know that this movie is available on DVD as part of a double feature 2-pack with Blackbeard?
Yeah. Also from the Hallmark
presentation.
Yeah. Jesus.
With Angus McFadden, who I've always liked. Jessica Chastain, probably the first thing she ever did.
That's got to be little baby Jessica Chastain. Ooh, Stacy Keach.
Adorable.
Stacy Keach.
She's just a chibi.
And Richard Chamberlain. When it says "and" in a Hallmark thing, Richard Chamberlain will be in one scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. And probably sitting.
Well, speaking of Richard Chamberlain, I saw the trailer for the new version of Shogun.
Looks really good. Looks really good. Hiroyuki Sanada is in that, who I love. So
yes.
All right. Anyway, yeah, that's better stuff. That will have long been out by the time people are hearing this, though. But
yeah, and we won't be covering it because not as many monsters in that.
Well, we'll have to see. The jury's still out.
True.
We haven't seen it.
That's true. This is a new version.
We thought we should really jazz up Shogun with more monsters.
Maybe they'll fight some of those weird Japanese demons, the Oni.
Yeah.
And that'd be cool.
Well, everybody knows it went so well when we put Chinese history with monsters in the Great Wall. So.
Oh, boy. You mean the biggest box office smash of that year?
I think that's how I remember it, right? That's what it was. It was huge everywhere. Yeah. Oh boy. Matt Damon weathered that pretty well, actually.
He's pretty Teflon.
Yeah, I think he's all right. But that is a you know why? Because that's a really rare misstep. He's usually in pretty solid stuff.
Yeah.
Not this. So now we've got Dr. Lady out there, and she's the one who goes, all right, take a look at this map. Yeah, the tomb's over there. And by God, once again, they dig. Not even, she just brushes some sand off a thing and goes, look, it's the warning about the curse of King Tut.
Jesus.
I mean, really, like I said, it's not even a shovel. She just goes, oh, there it is.
At this point, they're starting to truck. At this point, they're like, oh, yeah, we're about to wrap up part 1. So they're trying to actually move it along.
I think I did look at this and go like, oh, there's 10 minutes left in this?
Yes, but that doesn't allow you to just be that blunt and stupid.
Yeah.
Literally, again, it's like, here it is. Like, okay.
It really was that. It made me, I
just tripped over King Tut.
Yeah.
He's literally just,
and then
I am.
The ultimate sign that they're trucking along is, well, this is going to take forever to us dig. And it's like, wait, what's that sound? Why, the explosives guy has blown open the thing. And luckily, it's all totally fine.
Rembrandt.
But you get this very flirty little moment where she thinks Cassavetes is unconscious, but he was just faking and goes, I knew you cared about me.
Do you know how well that plays?
Extremely.
It doesn't play very well.
Yeah, come on, man. This is classic, like Han Solo, Princess Leia kind of stuff.
I love you. I know. No, this doesn't work.
Cassavetes would say, I know.
Again, she's not giving it much, and he is extremely limited in what he can do.
Even that's generous.
It's very generous
to say he's extremely limited.
I hope
that implies he can do anything.
I just hope that whatever residuals keep coming in from Starship Troopers, that he's,
as we talk about, he still works all the time. It's incredible.
Yeah.
The guy has.
And this is the level of stuff he should be doing.
The guy has 149 acting credits.
He's on his way. He's going for like he's going to be our new heavy hitter.
He's gonna be the next Eric Roberts, I think.
Eric Roberts, yep.
I'm gonna guess they've probably done 25 movies together.
He's looking at John Carradine and going like, someday, man, someday.
Yeah. I'm just saying, how many? I bet they've done a ton of movies together. Casper Van Dien and Eric
Roberts.
Oh,
are you kidding?
Have crossed
By
paths.
now they probably have cute little pet names for each other.
I'm sure Dean Cain's in there too.
Every time he shows up, and Eric Roberts goes, CVD!
Yeah.
That's my man.
I believe
CVD.
it. And I'm sure Eric Roberts has to constantly be going, now, which one is this again? What script was this? And he flips through his stack going, what were the lines?
I loved when we saw that In the Name of the King nonsense.
Yeah.
I love that in that one, he's like going, oh, wait, am I doing an accent in this one? Because it's old-timey, right? We're in England or some shit.
He has to keep checking his costume to go. Yeah. Right. Okay, yes. Okay.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm not a New York guy.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Gotcha, yeah. Because I have to finish this up to go play a gangster in something down the street. You know?
Yeah, and I've got another 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You got me for another 20.
Oh, my God. I just don't know how. This life seems exhausting to me.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I hope he loves to work.
He must, right?
Yep.
So yeah, I do love though that they're like, you idiot, and then they're like, wait, you genius, that explosion did no damage, and just perfectly revealed this entrance to King Tut's tomb.
It could have gone the other way. You fucking idiot, you've destroyed a priceless historical treasure. No, apparently you're
because he really is an artist with dynamite.
He really is. God bless him. Yeah, it's a straight shot right in.
They open the tomb. They send the canary in to make sure the air is fine. It is.
Oh, and what do they find?
Oh, they don't find anything right now because actually they just open the tomb and then go back to celebrate at the club again.
That's what you do.
Yeah. And what happens at the club? The doctor goes, I'd like you to meet my fiance.
Damn it.
And Cara Van Dien is like, curses.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he
doesn't
come anywhere close
to him. And literally shoots him. Literally shoots the
Actually,
guy.
Speaking of his gun, though, I do like where he's like, at first he goes, you could have told me you had a fiance. Which, like, why? Was she leading you on in some way, in your opinion? Great. That's a good look, Casper. But no, it's after the fact when he's laying in bed as naked as you can get for Hallmark, which means some upper hip.
I did freeze it.
I mean, look, the man, like we talked about, he's carved of marble. There's no question. He's got like a superhero build, and look, he just can't act.
Who are you? A friend.
Yeah, a friend. You
might want to step back, Miss Lane.
There is not a doubt in my mind. There's a screen test somewhere of him in a Superman costume.
Yeah,
I guarantee it.
Probably for
Returns.
Superman Returns.
Yeah,
yes.
Or when it was going to be the McG one that J.J. Abrams wrote, Superman Flyby.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I've read that script. I did not like it.
I read the summary.
Yeah, that's the one where Krypton didn't explode.
Right.
And it was much more of a like alien invasion. Oh God, that was dumb. That would have been terrible. That one, they had to see that, obviously.
I'm glad we dodged it.
Yeah, actually, Brendan Fraser auditioned for that as Superman. He talks about, and Brendan Fraser is one of those guys where you go like, he could do it. I don't think he'd be great. You're like, but he could. It's one of the things.
You know what?
I'm not going. He would have been perfect, but he could have.
Cavill.
Yeah.
Great choice.
Well, Cavill is an amazing choice for Superman. Cavill is actually,
We haven't seen it yet, but I'm already saying, great choice.
Great choice.
I think we're in.
Routh was a great choice. I mean, literally, I think
hands.
I truly don't think there are really any like truly bad Superman actors.
Did you see the three teased actresses for Supergirl?
Yes.
I think they're all good choices.
Sure. Anyway, which once again, that movie will have long come out. There's probably already a sequel in development on it by the time people are hearing this. So that
by the time you guys are hearing this, I'm probably wearing a T-shirt with that on it.
I actually was putting some Superman stuff on a shelf the other day, and I went, I better not fill this too much because I'm going to have Superman Legacy merch come in
Look
here.
at that.
Yeah, I'm
Look at
already
your
thinking
dedication.
like, all right, that's where I'll put the corn sweat figure.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, I already know. Oh, because I'm gonna go. We all know
The
I'm gonna
one
go all in.
with the red trunks. He's gonna have red trunks. Get used to it, people.
But Casper Van Dien he's laying naked in bed, just twirling his revolver.
Yeah. Nothing at all suggestive about
And
it.
also, you know what I like though? At no point have we seen him use a gun. That's the only time we see him with a gun.
No. Also, he's polishing it slowly.
Yeah, I did think, oh, nice stuff, Hallmark. Hey, we got to do something to get people to watch. So yeah,
And then it goes off. It's totally weird.
hey, it happens to every man sooner or later.
It happens
That's
to
all I'm
every
saying.
guy. It's true. Even a Van Dien, even a CVD.
Yeah. So but of course, because he can't sleep, so he goes back to the tomb, as does Dr. Lady going, I knew you couldn't stay away, and neither can I. Let's just you and I go on in there and see what's up.
Here's a question for you, John. Let's say that you were the one who discovered King Tut's tomb.
Okay.
Long believed to either be fictional or the greatest lost treasure of Egypt's history.
Gotcha.
So let's say you found it.
Yeah.
Then you decide, you know what? Just opening it was awesome enough for today. I'm going to go to a party.
Which, by the way, totally reasonable.
Totally reasonable. Wouldn't you maybe post a couple of guards around?
One might think. Well,
I'm just throwing that out there.
this is the thing that's crazy.
Even that terrible one that we watched a while ago.
Yeah.
That was the one in California.
Oh, God.
I can't remember the name of that thing.
Yeah, whatever the one with box light.
But they
right?
had like guards.
Yeah.
They had like local police.
Well, the other thing is, the thing that's crazy about this, that I don't think we've seen one of these mummy movies do this, where everybody just goes back to the city at the end of the day. Usually they're like camped out in tents around the dig site.
Because it's not around the corner.
Why would it be? They would not.
But
Cairo's not right. It's not like they found a bunch of stuff right next to Cairo. Are you out of your mind?
I'd love it if like the guy couldn't sleep and he gets up, then he gets in a Jeep, and then we watch him drive for 2 hours.
And the sun is rising by the time he's there.
He's like, oh, thank God it's still there.
No, but okay, there's a lot of stupid stuff in this movie, but this one made me laugh the most, which is they go in there.
Yes.
They enter the tomb. At that exact point, Jonathan Hyde shows up with his henchmen who try to get in. One of his guys gets his hand caught in a trap. Jonathan Hyde shoots him. Then they all get back in their car and leave. That was their attempt for the night to get into the tomb. It didn't work once, and they're like, let's go home.
I do love that.
I laughed so hard at that.
It's like, well,
never mind.
Tomorrow. You guys good? You guys good? Because that was it.
That guy's
Shooting
trapped.
The
They're like,
Dan in the trap.
They're like, oh no, this guy's trapped. He's just like, bang, and then I was watching, going, no, he's not just getting back in his car, is he?
If you turn the volume up just a bit, and I did, I cranked it. As he drives away, you actually hear him go, "I'll see you in part 2."
It has that vibe exactly. Let's see. So he goes off. Let's see. Man, henchman caught in the door. They drive off. This is where whatever, we don't see what they find in the tomb yet. But when it's the next morning, they've returned from the tomb, Casper Van Dien and Lady Doctor, and he's going, okay, the only way we're going to be able to keep ahead of the evil society is if we let the press know about what we found.
Yes.
Right over there is a drunken buffoon of a reporter who I know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's perfect.
And here this guy shows up and like, this stupid paper sends me out to Cairo. Nothing ever happens in Cairo.
We just found King Tut's tomb. Oh,
I'll get the camera. And then we get, somebody fired up Final Cut Pro, put the old-timey movie filter on it, and filmed these silent film.
One of my favorite parts of this is when you read in the goofs part in IMDb.
Yeah.
And it's totally stupid. They're like going, when you see the black and white film newsreel footage, it's in widescreen.
Yep.
And they're like going, widescreen did not exist in 1922.
Oh man, I didn't catch that because I think I was just so focused on the shitty.
Well, of course,
but yeah, that's insane. Of course, it would be in four. It would be a 4:3 box. It wouldn't be a. Oh my god.
No, it's in widescreen.
The thing it did make me think of is,
it doesn't matter what kind of scratchy filter you put on it.
I know you haven't seen Michael Mann's Ferrari yet, but
I have not.
The beginning of that movie starts with footage man shot to look like old silent film newsreel footage of Ferrari racing, and they put they insert Adam Driver digitally into actual footage, and it looks really good. That sounds
painful.
It looks really good. Because,
again,
of course, that's a $100 million movie. I know, but it's another thing where it's like, you've got money, a brilliant director, a great actor.
A brilliant director who would not have settled if it didn't look good. If it didn't look good,
talk about a guy,
that's the kind of director that would say, cut it, lose it.
Talk about a guy who never compromises on a single thing, almost to the detriment of his career often. And that's why I haven't
seen it, but does it open with In the Air Tonight? And just like a close-up of a car driving?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Everything he has ever done starts with that.
It has to.
I can feel it.
You see, the thing about this is it's... I know the song didn't exist, but it's sort of Ferrari's soul on film. I do love anytime you hear Michael Mann. He's exactly what you want, which is this Chicago guy who speaks in these real sort of close, clipped sentences about this, Yeah, that's the thing. I remember when we were doing Heat, When
I read Red Dragon, all I could think was, this could be something.
Yeah, there's something
I'm
here.
going to change the name, though.
But I'm going to change the name and spend the next 7 years studying serial. That's the deal with him, he would not let any of this happen. Not for any. And in fact, even
the script.
Even the not good movie, Supernatural movie he made, The Keep, infinitely better than this. Infinitely.
I would rather watch, and The Keep has its slow stuff.
Yeah,
but I would still rather watch that than this.
Well, because there's moments in it that are fantastic.
Moments in it, and a great concept. I've read the book too.
And that's of course famously, not to once again completely derail this, but a famously butchered film that in no way represents.
That's another, because he didn't have the clout yet.
No, that was movie 2.
Goddamn,
that's crazy.
Movie 2.
Well, all right, never mind. I have more. We'll talk off, Mike. But I'm just.
Let's wrap this up because I am getting.
We're almost done here. So they go in there. There's lots of treasure, but Lady Doctor points out this is very interesting. There's treasure from many different eras. Why is there King Tut's treasure, but also treasures from 100 years before him? It's almost like this is meant to be a distraction from something else. And so
maybe.
They get
the pit to hell.
They go, anyway, let's while we got the camera here, because there is something which is like, I've only brought so much film, Casper Van Dien.
Yeah.
Ollie takes a nip from his flask.
Well, this is the kind of part that what's his name, who was in The Mummy, would have played. Why am I blanking? The British character actor guy who's the pilot.
Oh God, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of his name either. Because that is a better drunken character in that.
A much better drunken character, but and charming.
They go
because he'd been doing that for years.
I love that this too is like it's now the next day and still the rest of the dig team isn't here. It's now still just Casper Van Dien and Lady Doctor. And they go, all right, get that crowbar, you get that, and I'll get this end, and we'll whip open.
One thing I know about Egypt and the desert is that if you're digging, it's usually best to start sort of before the sun rises because the middle of the day is fucking hot.
Is that right? I've never heard that about Egypt.
Evenings and mornings, best time for digging.
I've never heard that Egypt gets very hot.
Well, I'm glad to be the fact man. Yeah. Mr. Fact.
Brendan the Fact Man Jones on the mic.
Mr. Fact.
There you go. So they open up. They go, here you go. We're going to open up King Tut's tomb. And what's this? What? It's empty. Well, if he's not here, where is he? Cut to coming out of the... I don't know how big this tomb is because we appear to be cutting to what was the front entrance that they just walked in. Yeah. Out comes... Is this set? Is this their CGI set from earlier?
It's hard to tell. Maybe because
I'm so glad you said that because I'm going, am I an idiot? But anyway, there's some kind of CGI, some sort of PlayStation creature walks out of there.
Well, don't forget Set had all those little demons too.
Well, that's the thing. But then this big creature steps out, turns into a bunch of demon bats, and flies at the camera to be continued.
And if that doesn't send chills down your spine.
Bah, bah, bah. And it's doing that very TV. Bah, bah, bah. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. To be continued. Dun, dun, dun. Come back next week. Dun,
Luckily,
dun, dun.
we don't have to watch it.
Well, actually, we do have to finish this.
Wait, what? Damn you!
I would love if we did one of these where we're like, you know what? Just fuck the second part. Forget it. It doesn't matter.
Damn you, John Campbell!
Well, it seems like the second part is where the actual monster movie is.
Yeah.
This is all set up.
In case you guys haven't missed it, this we're covering because of mummies.
Yeah.
We didn't get a mummy. We had very brief winged demon guy and winged hero pharaoh. Yeah. That's what we got. So we better get a fucking mummy next week, or what was this even about?
I have no idea. Anywho,
and after this is over, we never have to see another Casper Van Dien movie, right?
Oh God, I wish that were true. For a while, though,
5 weeks will be Casper Van Dien.
We do get a little break from him for a while, and I will say, whenever we get back to like a studio made film, even if it was a huge piece of shit, we're gonna praise it like crazy.
I know,
because we've been living in these cheapo
more than a couple episodes.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's a release valve where we go, oh, this isn't good, but I really loved it.
Yeah, because like the thing we're doing after this, I don't think will be good, but I'm like, thank God, at least Casper Van Dien's not in it.
Okay. Well, next week, however,
part 2 of The Curse of King Tut's tomb. Yeah. Maybe that's it. That part's King in parentheses. Tomb. And there we go. So we can't recommend it yet. Maybe part 2 saves the whole thing.
You know what? Let's give Russell Mulcahy the benefit of the doubt.
This is the man
who pulls out a win.
Highlander, for God's sake.
Do you think this movie would have been slightly better with a Queen soundtrack?
I think everything would be.
Yeah, I wish my life had a Queen soundtrack.
Who dares to live forever?
Don't even.
That soundtrack rules. It just rules.
It does.
Yeah.
They did 2 soundtracks.
Yeah.
And they both rock.
They both are incredible.
Highlander and Flash Gordon, both of which I have.
Absolutely amazing. Yep. All right. That's going to do it, though, for this week's episode of Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters. I'm John Campbell.
I'm Brendan Jones.
And remember, there are such things as monsters.
I'm just a man with a man's courage. You know he's nothing but a man. He's Casper Van Dien. No one but the pure in heart can face a screensaver or